Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video and I'm so happy to see you all here. We are going to start really soon with the class, so prepare all your materials. We are going to be using the iPad and Procreate, but if you don't have that tool, don't worry. You can just take a pencil and paper and you can start drawing today. So I'm so excited to have you all here and I will see you in the class. Bye! So today is day one and what I'm going to do is I have a lot of you have asked me how to start life from zero. Like you have just downloaded the program Procreate and you just don't have a clue what to do with this. So sorry you have more advanced knowledge. Stay with us, you will get something from each class or just pass to the next one, but we are going to focus on the basics of how to learn how to draw and how to use Procreate like a digital tool for drawing. So what we are going to do is first I'm going to start like you have just downloaded. So you have here Procreate. You just open it and you don't see this. When you open it, what you see is something like this, almost empty with a few drawings. This is mine. I didn't even clean it. I'm being like really honest with these classes. So you can see all the mess that I have in here with my drawings and the exercises that I do in my classes and everything. And so you have a plus here in the corner. You just click that to create a new canvas to start drawing. And normally you have a screen size that is like a basic one that is 2700 and something plus 2000. I recommend you to start or drawing with that one. That is totally fine, or create a new one. You just click on this black little thing that you have in here and you can create your own size of canvas. So I'm going to recommend you for all the exercises that we are going to do 3000 plus 3000. We will have one class that I will speak about what are the ideal canvases, but I hope somebody will have explained me this before, because when I started drawing by myself in the iPad, my size was like 2000. When I wanted to print it, it was looking pixelated and it was not looking right. So it's like, this is a nice size that is good if maybe you do something and you're like, oh, I want to print this to do a postcard or something like that. With this size, it's not going to be seen pixelated. So, but we will speak about that. So you have now your new canvas, and what you have here, these two squares are the layers. So you have the first one, that is the background color that you can change. So you can get rid of the color, can be transparent. Or you can click in here and then you have all the colors. So your background can be gray or can be red. So you can move in here, and then to move the colors, because now we are on the reds, what we are going to do is you just move this and then you have all the colors. So you just move in here and you have different colors. And how you change the colors, you just push this, that you can do it with your finger too if you want. Bling, and you put the color. Okay, so that's for the background color. We did it in another layer. I normally do that, like I normally leave the background color, I leave it white. So I leave the background color white. Okay, it's ignoring me. And okay, white, now it's white. And then I start drawing in the first layer. So here is where we are going to do the sketch. You can create as many layers as you want. And you can erase it just moving it like I have done, and just delete, or you can duplicate or lock. That means that you are protecting that drawing, so you cannot erase it even if you want it or modify it. So I'm going to erase it, and I have my first layer. This one for me is, I'm going to rename it like this, and I'm going to call it drawing or a sketch drawing. So normally I start always with a drawing. Okay, so I'm going to speak about the brushes. So if you just click in this, you are going to have a massive brush library. I know that when we are new, we just want to buy brushes because we think that that's the, I don't know, like the solution for all our problems is just having an amazing brush that do everything for us. And I think that it's true that it's really fun to have that. It's like buying collections of stickers that you never have enough. But the reality is that the foundation really of all of this, at least for me, is a good drawing and is learn how to draw. And it's something that if you don't have right now that you are listening to this, you don't have still an iPad and you don't still have your pencil, is all these classes you can follow them too with a pencil and an eraser because we are going to learn how to draw first. So I'm going to introduce you to some of my favorite brushes. And the first one is in the brush library. When you open, you have sketching, here sketching, and then the 6B pencil. So you just select it, and I'm going to put black color so you see what I'm doing. And this is the 6B pencil. What I like about this one, a lot of artists use this one to do sketches because it's so similar to a normal pencil, so it's quite nice just to sketch. As you can see, it looks like a normal pencil. What I recommend you is to more or less like what I'm doing, write the name because you're going to forget. There are so many pencils, and it's what I did first is you're going to practice with the new pencils, the new tools that you are going to have in Procreate. So one practice that is really good is start pushing a little bit harder so you have the darker that you can, and then lighter and lighter and lighter, or softer, softer and softer, and try to do like if you were doing a kind of I don't know, like gradation, like you can, there is no jumps, there is comes from darkness to light, like little by little, like this. This is going to be really nice. I know that looks like super silly thing to do, but this is really good because when we are writing, when we learn to write at the school, we do this, no? Like we always use the same kind of pressure, but when we are drawing, sometimes we are going to do it like really, really light. Sometimes we are going to do it, some things like really, really strong. So it's a skill that is really valuable. So it's like practice just doing this, like doing from dark. Then you press less, and at first it can be a little bit complicated. Looks really easy in here, but at first can be difficult because we are not used to just change the pressure on the hand. And that's a really important tool. Okay, so we have the 6B. I'm going to, if you click in here, it's going to disappear, but it's still there. It's just that you have decided not to see it. So bye. We are going to have another pencil that are my favorite ones, are the ones that I used to do the portraits that you see in the thumbnail. This is the airbrushing, a soft airbrush. Okay, so it's in airbrushing, soft airbrush. Okay, you are going to love this one. So there are a few things in here. You can do the size of the pencil bigger or smaller, and here you control the opacity. So with this you have 100% of opacity, and here you lower the opacity, you do this bigger, and you have this beautiful soft that is amazing for doing skin colors. So I'm going to select just a kind of orange color that is going to be kind of perfect. Look how beautiful it is. I can do it even bigger. And this is going to be like perfect for backgrounds, for doing a skin. Like it's a really, the soft airbrush is really nice. So it's one of the pencils that or brushes that I really recommend. You have different medium blend, hard blend, like different airbrushes too, that I recommend just to play and use one page just to practice with that two different pencils or brushes. I have done most of my drawings and I'm going to show you some of them right now just with that two brushes like this one. So this one has been done just with that two brushes. Like you can see these ones that are softer, having done with the airbrush. Then with the pencil I have done more detail in here and in here too, but you don't need a lot of brushes and I don't recommend you to use a lot of materials. At first, it's like when I started at the university, fine arts, they just let us use the primary colors and we couldn't use the rest of the colors. We have to learn how to mix them, and it's something I recommend you do the same. When you control the first brushes, then you can start using more. For example, this one is true. It's like it's just a pencil that I did some lines in there. Okay, so I have spoke about the brushes, and I'm going to give you just a few tools that are like really nice that you are going to adore. So we're going to go for one of these ones, I think. Yeah, we're going to go for that one. So I'm going to duplicate it just in case that I make a mess. So for duplicate this, I just come here, duplicate. So then if I destroy something, I'm not worried, okay? So we call this that is a duplicate. These tools are amazing. So this one is called Liquify. And is here where I call it the magic wand. Go there to the magic wand. And you find it in here, Liquify. Liquify. You're going to adore this one. Okay, so we go there. And you have different effects for Liquify. So first I'm going to see where, okay, so it's perfect. So it's in this layer. So you have to be acting on the layer where you have the drawing that you want to modify. So I want to there, I want to liquify, and I'm going to use push. So imagine that, I don't know, like my eye was smaller or bigger. I want to just move a little bit. So with this, look, I don't need to draw everything again, like when you are doing like traditional drawing. Like I can be modifying everything right now, like doing the eyes smaller, or I can put the nose a little bit higher, or I can do her like kind of smiling for all of you. Hi, and kind of smiling. I know, this is magic, this is amazing. So, well, this is quite, I push too much, so. But imagine that I did the lips too big and I want to do them smaller. So you go to pinch, ding, and then you come just here, and then I'm doing this smaller, and this smaller, and this smaller, and this smaller. So you have to be careful with all of these changes, but this is perfect. Instead of drawing as much, like erase everything, and that's the traditional way to do it, but you have other tools in here. Imagine that I want to do the nose bigger. So I go to expand, and I just do the nose bigger. Ta-da! I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to reset because it's like I make a mess. And it comes back. So yeah, I'll absolutely adore that. Another way to just erase what you have done is this in here. So just popping with that and you are erasing the last things that you have done. I love it, I love it, and I love it. Okay, so another tool that I'm going to explain that I recommend you is Alpha Lock. Okay, so don't worry if you are like, you are explaining us too many tools and I'm not going to get it. Don't worry because we will work work over them in other lessons, and you're going to see like step by step. This is just for you to see it. So I'm going to do alpha lock on this, and I just want to paint the lips pink, but I don't want the painting to go everywhere. So what I'm going to do is, this is the lasso tool, so freehand, and I'm going just to select the lips. And then I'm going to select a kind of pink color or red color. I'm going to, okay, open layers. And I'm going to select the soft airbrush. And I'm going to paint, okay, open layers. It's because I was not in the layer. That happens to me a lot. You have to be in the layer to actually do something on her. So here I will be able just to go and paint, and the painting doesn't go outside. So that's pretty cool. And then you deactivate the lasso tool in here. Okay, looks like super bad, but it's the idea of the concept. We will do it properly, but the idea is that just you can select it with the lasso tool or with the alpha lock, but we will do the alpha lock in another class. Okay, so more things that I recommend you to do when you are starting with digital art. So there is something that we always do with new students that you can do with a pencil and a paper and an eraser, and it's called calligraphy of drawing. So what you need to do is just take the sketching 6B pencil. And this is the gym. So this is the gym. Okay. Open layer. This is the gym of your hands. This is like where, you know, when you go to the gym and you take like, you know what I mean. So what I recommend you is just take this is really good to get used to the to take the pencil and everything, and start just doing lines like this. This is really good for a technique that is for doing shadows, that is hatching, that we will study in the classes. Be careful, because sometimes, because we are pushing with our hand, we are doing marks in places that we don't want, so just don't push with your, try not to push. And okay, that was the eraser. So it's just keep doing like lines. You can do this like watching a movie, watching series. If you don't have the iPad, you can do this just like with a pencil, in a paper, and then the other way. This is called calligraphy of drawing, and it's just doing marks, and it's just, you are going to see that your hand is going to be like, I don't want to do that, because we're not used to have to do these kind of lines when we are just writing. So this is going to help you a lot. So it's like just doing this kind of lines. You want to find more, this is called calligraphy of drawing. Okay, so the next one is doing a letter S, but from the bottom, like that. It hurts. It hurts on my mind, because it's like we are used to do this, not to do this. So yep. Okay. Okay. It's like if we're a kind of S, like going this way. So if you are still watching, thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoy all the classes. There is going to be a lot of exercises that are going to be like this, that are drawing, so you keep going until the end. And another one is doing circles. So instead of trying to do a circle like this, try to do circles, just don't push in too much, and do circles like this way. More or less like the same size. So there are ways to do in digital a perfect circle, and I'm going to teach you how now. So imagine that you want a perfect circle. What you do is that you just do one line, you keep it quiet like in there. Can you see that I can do it bigger or smaller or whatever I want? And it's not still a circle, so take a look now. Edit, save, blim, ellipse. Well, that was not what I wanted, so okay, we are going to repeat it. So I'm trying to do the circle, I keep it here, ellipse, create, edit, save. Well, I wanted a circle. Well, you can do it with this, like change the things. I will see. I'm going to repeat again and do it again and see what's happened. So the normal thing is that normally you just do this and then you have edit shape. Ah, there it is. And then you can choose ellipse of circle and then you choose circle and then do a perfect circle in here. And then you can still modify it if you need circle. And yeah, that is the way to do a perfect circle. So you have it in there, the circle, but for doing the calligraphy, you don't need to do that. It's like, this is going to be really good for when we do eyes. We are not going to do it by hand. We are going to use that trick that I teach you. I want to repeat it. So we do the circle, we wait there, edit shape, circle, and we have it in here. Okay, so that's going to be like really helpful, but keep trying to practicing with your circles. This is something that is going to help you because you will see in the next classes that we are going to reduce most of the things that we are going to draw to geometric shapes at first. So it's just doing circles. Okay, and then the next one is doing cubes. So it's like we do a square and then we try to do boxes. So most of the objects, things that are around us can be reduced to geometric shapes. Well, I'm going to show you that, all of them. And if you do circles and you do boxes, we are going to and a contour like here and a tube like here. So this is really good because you are practicing like using all these shapes and everything, and I know that it looks like quite basic, but this is like the foundation. I did this at the university, I did this some classes and everything, and this is the things that normally a lot of people jump, and I promise that it's going to make a difference. Okay, so something else to do with these spheres that you have been done, you do like if you were passing a stick from the middle, and then you just connect it like if you were doing the volume, like if you were a clementine, like this. This is going to be really helpful when we do like character design and to do faces, and just to explain a little bit about volumes and shadows. So it's like connecting. So this is doing, I call it the clementine. It's not the scientific name to call it. It's not the anything call it. I call it like that. So it's the clementine and that's it. So we do the clementine. And we are going to, this could be like calligraphy of drawing, like try to do this, and for the rest of the calligraphy of drawing is try to do like if one of the spheres, maybe the big one or maybe this one of these, like it have a kind of shadow projected, then we do this thing that we have practiced, like you go from dark to light. So it's going to be lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. I say that you're going to use it a lot. Light and lighter and lighter. And then we just think that the light is coming from here. Imagine that this is the sun. And it's projecting a light in here, so this part is going to be lighter and this one is going to be darker. So we just, this is like super fast. It's just like leaving some parts lighter and others darker, like that. And it's just super basic things. It's like just to start studying about dark and shades and everything. And what we are going to do is that for the class to don't be like so much longer, I'm going to leave you like practicing with this. Practice this with all the brushes. Maybe you find other brushes that you prefer much more than these ones, but try to find one that is so similar to a pencil, because you are going to use it for sketching. And the last thing that I'm going to do in this class is that I'm going to propose an exercise that, if you have time, is going to help you a lot with the drawing. I'm going to create a new one. Okay, so because if you practice, put it like 10 minutes per day. 10 minutes per day. And do these exercises, plus the tools that I'm going to send you by email, or just your own, I don't know, things that you find. And it's like, the important thing is like the 10-minute practice. You're going to see that in 2 weeks your drawings are going to change a lot. So how are you going to know you have improved or not? So there is something that I learned in one of the art academies in Madrid that were like really, really nice. And this one is const on 3 different exercises that you have to do. So one is that you have to draw your hand. Draw your hand. So you just put like your real hand in here, and then you just start like, I don't know, like drawing your hand, okay? And you can do this with, if you are using the iPad, use this, so then you practice so much more. And if not, just with a pencil and a paper. Okay, so the second exercise is draw your portrait. So I remember that they made us do our portrait from just looking ourselves in a mirror. But you can use a photo of yourself, or you can use your mobile and put it in front of you, but just draw your portrait, okay? You don't need to put colors, can be just black and white, and you can use it with the tools that we have learned today. You can put shadows if you want, but it's optional. And then number 3, draw a person that you know from memory. I know you are hating me right now. So this has a reason, and it's based in a really famous book that they always recommend you to when you start the university, at least in Madrid, of fine arts. And I'm going to explain you. So this is not on how good you are doing this, but it has a kind of psychological explanation on that you are going to adore. And if you don't want, don't do it, but I really recommend you, first because it's a really good exercise, just because you are observing and you are trying to do something that is quite difficult to start, and second because we are going to keep these drawings, and then you are going to do this again in 2 weeks, and you are going to see that you have improved like massively if you follow all the exercises step by step. So I have done this with more than 200 students, and I really, really recommend you to do this if you want. So I'm leaving you with some exercises to do in your own time if you want. And tomorrow we are going to follow with the next exercise. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Subscribe to our mail list. I leave the mail below to receive the files, so you can improve faster, because I'm going to send you some different files of eyes, of noses, of skin colors. So then you are, I don't know, it's easier if you have the files. If not, it's totally fine. Like, you can just follow us. And like I said, thank you so much for coming, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.